Alrighty, well, welcome everybody. We are sorry for the interruption. Don't you love right when spirits actually start acting up, Eva?
Oh, I love it.
So,
I love it. They mess with you so much sometimes.
yes. So again, though,
Mess your mind up.
we are very, very sorry for this altogether. So how was your day yesterday?
How was your day yesterday?
That's a good question. Yeah. So for those that don't know, yesterday we put my mother back actually in Turtle Island. What a beautiful, beautiful funeral. There was approximately 40 people that actually showed up at the funeral, and then 20 of us, we went to the cemetery. I was able to do some smudging there, and then afterwards we all went out to a restaurant in Stratford, Ontario, called Romeo's Cafe. It's worth checking out if you guys have never been to the location. If you guys are ever in Stratford, check it out. They're at the corner of Warloo, sorry, not Warloo, Romeo's and Ontario Street. So sorry about that. But yeah, but besides all that, how was your day?
Dull, but that's okay. I can deal with that. Uh, we did get, people in and out as things needed. Somebody picked up our mail for us, and that's, real exciting stuff.
Yes, but how was today though? How was the sky today for you guys over there?
Where I'm at, I'm just looking out the window and it is cloudy, but it's a bright cloudy.
Okay.
We don't really have shadows, but it's not as gloomy as it could be, and that makes me feel good. Unfortunately, I think it's still cold. Let me check.
So don't go outside. Don't go outside.
I'm not going outside, trust me.
So
I'm checking. Oh, it says it's 51 here right now. Wait a minute. That's not mine. I hate it when that does that.
so it's a 51. Oh my gosh, that's
No, no,
nice
no,
and
no,
that's nice
no,
and
no,
warm.
no, no. Oh, I take that back. It's 52 in my location.
Okay. All right.
I can deal with that.
Yeah, for us this morning though, it was thick. Actually in fog. So
Ooh.
yeah, it was majorly thick. So, um, yeah, but we drove from here to Stratford today. We were able to see so far up, but we couldn't see at least 20 yards ahead of us. But yes, we went to Stratford today, dropped off some of the thank you cards to people that dropped off cards for us, even food. And talking about food, one of the people from the Stratford Perth Museum, Megan, we love her so. She actually gave us a not blueberry, strawberry um, pie, basically. Yeah. So yeah, so I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, yeah. I haven't touched it yet. So
That is one thing out, especially out here in the country. I'm assuming that's a little bit from what you're saying in your neck of the woods too. If there's a funeral, all of a sudden people show up with food,
yeah,
all kinds of food,
yeah.
which is a good thing. And a lot of times after the funeral, especially in our church, they put on a little luncheon or whatever for the people. And are you ready for this? My mother is 93.
Still young
And
and still rocking it.
still, oh yeah, she drives, still drives.
Yeah.
We're all like, ah. Anyway, it was my mother's. Who was it who died? They had the first funeral. She's sitting right here.
Grandma Charlie.
My grandma Charlie, who would be my mother's mother, my great grandmother. That was the first time our church did any kind of a dinner, and they said that was the most blessed thing because it was cold, it was rainy, and there was hot coffee afterwards.
That's what
And
everybody needs. So it's hot drinks.
yeah,
So
unfortunately, it's only coffee, but it was done in a church, so you can't do it. But it was a Catholic church, so maybe they could have. It wasn't Irish though. The Irish always have. I'm sorry, that was terrible of
They
me.
had a luncheon too.
But they had a luncheon. It
yeah,
was it was very nice. It was the first one that they did, and they're still doing it. And that had to be what 50, 60, at least 70 years ago.
At least
I don't remember it, so it's been a while. And they are still doing it, and it really is nice because afterwards you can just sit there and talk, and you don't have to worry. And the food is good. The food is good.
yeah. It's like well, that's good. That's good. Yeah, yesterday before actually the funeral, what we did those. Thanks to my sister for taking my advice. So across the road though, for people that are actually here in Canada, Tim Hortons. For everybody over there in the States, Tim Hortons is the #1 franchise though that goes across Canada, and you can find Tim Hortons pretty much on every single block. It's what I've heard though, because I watch a guy though that's actually from the States, and he's called the average typical American. He says Tim Hortons is supposed to be way better than Dunkin' Donuts. So, because they don't only
Okay, I will give it that, but they're running a close race with
so
Krispy Kreme donuts.
yeah, well, Krispy Kreme's not even big up here. So,
And on top of that, many years ago when I was still living in Detroit, I was living in the one neighborhood. The house next to me, or one over, became vacant. The renter moved out and a new renter moved in, and she delivered the crispy. So, about once a week, I'd get a dozen donuts.
yeah. Well, Tim Hortons. So we don't only do donuts and coffee. There's also hot sandwiches. There's actually salads there. So a lot of great stuff. But anyways, we're going to go actually into today's topic, though. Today's topic, what we're going to be looking at, though, is the laws actually of attraction. And 5 signs, though, that somebody actually has a manifestation actually on you. So, yeah, we're going to look at that. Now, Eva, you said, though, just before we went live, though, you had something to share. You read something to me?
Oh, yes. Sorry. It's like, what did I do? What did I say? Hang on. Let me go get it.
Yeah.
Make sure I hit the right. There we go. When I was beginning to starting my spiritual journey, my one teacher, his name was Saul Lewis, and he always was quoting. First of all, he was quoting the most basic part of the law of attraction is like attracts like. And quite often he would slip in light attracts light. So if you keep good thoughts around you, good thoughts will come to you. Anyway, the other thing he always said is watch what you do, because what you think manifests in what you do, and you become that. And I knew there was a longer part to the quote, and it goes like this, and it's from Lao Tzu, an ancient Chinese philosopher. And he said, watch your thoughts. They become your words. Watch your words. They become your actions. Watch your actions. They become your habits. Watch your habits. They become your character. And watch your character. It becomes your destiny.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So yeah, with that there, it's so true though. You got to watch what you're doing basically altogether. All right, because who knows exactly what could actually come back and bite you 3 times harder. So,
oh yeah.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the law of karma too, if you think about it.
Yeah, and it's so true. It's so true.
What goes, what you put out, it comes back.
Yeah. It's just like those. Today we went to my mother's grave, right, and I said, "Mom, just let you know, you're welcome back anytime, but you're probably being judged right now from your actions." And that kind of deals with what today's subject is actually talking about. Yeah.
Did you notice that there's something behind me right here?
No, I did not. So.
And it was not Mom walking by. It was Mom walking by, but it wasn't. There it goes again.
Okay. Yeah. I saw that. Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Well, I say the same thing to my dad. He passed in 2005, so he's been gone almost 20 years. But I still feel his presence ever so much, and I know he watches after us.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's all right. It's true though, because even though that loved ones have gone, they're always still being actually watching over, and also though that they're always making sure though that the law of attraction is actually always there for us.
And I think that's one of the reasons our pets come back also.
Yep. So first one though that I'm gonna ask though, do you know of someone though that is using the law of attraction actually on you? So there we've just used actually that illustration right there.
Do I know if someone is,
Using
well, you have to ask yourself that question. Does the person pop up in your dreams? Do they pop up all of a sudden you're thinking about this and this person and you haven't thought about them in a long time? And trying to think of the other things.
So there's so much there. So we're gonna go through actually all this stuff all together.
Okay.
Right. So basically though is it's again though is someone using the law of attraction on me, 5 signs so that someone is manifesting you. The first one though, which Eva sort of brought up, which is the study of popping in your mind. So basically though is if you're walking down the street, if you're just out of nowhere, does a person's face pop in your head? Right, without you realizing, you're daydreaming, and all of a sudden, yeah, they pop actually in the head.
And there they are.
Yeah, yeah. You turn around, like what you just said. You turn around the corner, there's the person. So yeah, that's one of them. What else would you have to say to do with that one, Eva?
Um, excuse, excuse me. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I've been fine all this time. Um, the big thing is that they are popping up, and also strange. How can I say it? Unusual coincidences with this person, like running into him at Tim Hortons
Or your Dunkin' Donuts?
or Dunkin' Donuts. And it's like, and the thing is, okay, how can I put this? Okay, it's like I don't go to a Tim Hortons over here. The big joke is horny Tim's.
Yes, that's how it is over here. So
you know where our minds are at.
yes,
And or let's just put there's a place you don't go too often. You say, let's go there for a while, and in walks the person you're thinking of, or have been thinking of. They suddenly pop in your mind, like I say, or you dream about them. That's another one.
yeah,
And what's interesting is in the dreams, quite often there's nothing. It's not usually a sexual type dream, but it's like you're having a picnic and this person wanders by in your dream. They're not really the dream, but they're part of your dream, if that makes any sense.
yeah. It does 100%. Like for myself though, just recently since Mom's passing, I've actually had visions, sort of like in dream visions, though that such and such person was going. That was actually my dream. They were there yesterday. So for myself, I'm like, okay, but since we're spiritual mediums, we're so used to it. But with general public, they're not used to it, right? So yeah, it's basically though. This is some of the stuff that actually happens, right? And also with dreams, though, it could be like not right away. It could be years down the road. It could be months down the road, though, that you run into the person the exact same way, though, that actually has happened within your dream. So the next one that we're going to look at, though, is actually they suddenly you hear them, or even smell them, right?
My grandfather, which is a good one, as a spirit, he would quite often appear. I would smell his chewing tobacco. I mean, that's kind of an unusual. Once I smelled that, I knew Grandpa was near. But that applies to the people. Like, if there's someone you're kind of attracted to, and you think, well, is the law of attraction working? One of the things is, you associate Old Spice with them.
Yeah.
The aftershave, and you start smelling the Old Spice. That's one clue that there is something happening with you too.
Yeah, and I like that though because they not only smell, they're actually including hear them. Right.
Yes.
So basically though is with people that are still alive though, if you swear to God though that you actually heard their voice,
Uh-huh.
um, but they're not even around. All right, and then all of a sudden you run into them like not even 5 minutes later, and you ask them, well, were you actually here? And they're saying no. It's something though that's actually really good though because with the today's topic though, again though it could be a smell or hear them. Um, another another
Uh,
another one
go ahead.
another good one for smell though is roses. So
I have a thing with the roses because uh, I was raised a good little Catholic girl. And one of the things within the Catholic Church to uh, whatever you want to call it, make that they were rather a blessed person is the smell of roses. Uh, I'm just trying to think of who there is a saint and her body is still intact
yeah,
after centuries. But when you walk up, instead of smelling decay, you smell roses. And this has been different people, same thing. So, yeah, smell is a good. Of course, you don't want the zombie smell. That's not good.
no, no, no. But yeah, there's so much stuff actually out there, and these are some of the minor ones that we're actually hitting today. So our next one though is you keep on running into them, not running into them with the 4x4.
Oh, damn!
So, right?
That's
It's
so much
basically, or
fun.
even just turning around the corner, and they're there. That could be that. But another one though
Yeah,
is being actually at the same place, same time, without even knowing it.
yes.
So
Uh, the example I use, you don't go to this place or restaurant very often. All of a sudden, let's go there. Boom, there's the person
yeah,
you run into, literally. And but there's other things. I mean, it's just uh places where you wouldn't normally go, you go, and there is that person. It's interesting.
yeah. That's like gosh. So, um, because I know for myself though personally, I've gone out to some locations, and it's weird though because some of the people I've seen, I haven't talked to directly, but I've seen. Okay, they're there at 1 minute, and all of a sudden I go to like another store or whatever, then they're there again. It's like okay, well, what's going on? Are they like? It kind of feels like though that hey, are the people following me like spies? Right? And you're
Sorry.
yeah, that's the best way expression. But yeah, no, that's how it feels, right? But you're like, okay, fine. But usually, what we do is we brush it off. But sometimes though, it could mean something else.
Sometimes there is something else that goes kind of with that, the phone call.
Yeah,
Uh, that's even more startling because it's like out of the blue, you get the phone call. And I've heard different people say the same thing. It's like they pick up the phone and it's this person that they've been thinking of. And they say, oh, I was not, I don't know how this got through. I was dialing someone else. Now
yeah,
you tell me what that's all about.
yeah.
Definitely, spirit is working to bring the two of you together.
Yes, yes. And I get that quite a bit because whenever I call people, they're like, "Oh my gosh, I was just thinking about you."
Mm-hmm.
Right? And it's so weird. So yeah, that's basically running into them. Now the next one that we're gonna look at though, I'll give this one also to Eva, which is our final one.
It's your mood suddenly shifts.
So
And that's where you just you're picking up on their energies, and it's you don't even you just something that you associate with them triggers this, and it's like you go from, oh, okay, it's another day, to whoa, what that
yeah,
person is doing. And it's like, where did that come from?
yeah,
You just, it's like it's not making any sense, and yet And then some of these other things start falling into place. You run into them, but I think the mood shift should have been first, because I think that's one of the things that really gives you the idea that there is someone who is playing this attraction game with, you're playing with attraction game with.
So true, so true. It's like
the other one that we going back to, you can also, part of the mood shift is everybody dreams. They've proved that.
Yeah.
However, to remember those dreams is one thing, and you don't remember dreams. You dreamt in one dream. Yeah, I think I was on a cruise, type of a thing. But all of a sudden, not only do you remember the dream, it's like I went on a cruise, and it was so neat because we were in the Caribbean, and it was beautiful. And I remember this, and I remember it. No, that's my mother. That is not spirit.
The young sweetheart.
And but then you remember things about the cruise from your dream, and as you're going through the memory, is this person kind of walks through the dream.
Yeah.
It's like, wait a minute. It does do a number on you.
It does, actually. Yeah. So we have Cheryl. Cheryl's been taking part, which is awesome. Thanks a lot, Cheryl, for taking part altogether. She's been having lately the number 1111 popping up often.
1111?
Yeah.
Ooh, alignment.
Yeah. So you want to sort of explain that also?
Ooh,
I know. For angel people, it's basically though the angels are actually present with you.
Yes. 11, 11, 22, 22, and 33 and 33 are really strong master numbers. Now the others, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 9 is a very special one, but it's not a master number, and I don't know how else to explain it. But the 1, 1, 11, 11 is a biggie, and when you think of the looking at an 11 figure, well, it's 2 1s, 2 straight lines, and what a lot of people that I know that worked with these say that it's a realignment. You are aligning to something new, and that could be part of the attraction thing too.
Yeah.
That this 1111 is here's you, here's this person, and the two of you are going to become one. Maybe not become one, but you're going to make connections with someone.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the best way to go on.
And with that, when you go with, then you start putting the other things together. It really is, you have to realign it, because realign your thinking, because it's like, oh, this person's coming into my life. What is this going to mean?
Yeah.
And of course, everybody kind of thinks from the romantic standpoint. Oh, but it could be a teacher. And it could just be a companion, someone that you've needed for a long time to come in and be someone you can listen to, someone who will listen to you, someone who will be there to help you type thing, something you haven't had in your life for a while. And yeah, it can lead to something romantic. I'm not saying it can't, but
yep,
that's just one way of doing it.
So
right.
I've been having this light bother me while we've been actually on today's show, so I do apologize actually for the close up.
Trying to.
So yes, Eva, yeah, trying to crawl through for you. But yeah, no, it is so weird though, because with the law of attraction though, most people usually think it's like what you said though. It could be, I can say, a lot of people think the law of attraction is to do with love. Because
and yes, it can be that. That's
yeah, but large percentage do believe actually that it is that. What we're doing though is we're trying to indicate though that it's not only to do with love. There's a lot more stuff actually out there than what a lot of people are thinking about. So,
and that's not to say it can't be love, but look at it from a much broader viewpoint,
Yeah.
spectrum, however you want to look at it, because there's so much more out to the universe than just that. I mean, love is one of the most powerful forces within the universe, but it doesn't have to be the force.
Yeah, yeah. So
And the force
going back to 11:11, Cheryl actually types in though. Always feels like her mother is actually with her within spirit for 11:11.
Okay.
Yeah. So
yeah. There's that connection. If she sees any other double numbers, take notice of that. Just not the 11:11.
Yeah.
Like I say, 11:11, 22, 22, 33, 33 are all made of the master numbers, because to begin with, they are double numbers. 11, 1, 1, 22, 2, 2, 33, 3, 3.
Yeah.
Type thing. And when you start seeing some of these repeating numbers, just see what's going on around you, because that has spirit's way of getting your attention. I mean, and that one is an attention getter. Whoa.
It's
like, can I use a little story here?
Go right ahead.
This was, I would say 2 months ago, 3 months ago. Every time I turned around, I saw 2222, which is my number. That's my person. I would see I would see 22. Okay. Or just plain 22. And it would pop up everywhere. I would see it. I would look at my time. It's 2:22. Or I would flip on the TV and it would be on channel 222. And it's like, I don't remember setting that one. I would look at the date, that sort of thing. It was just the constant 222. And it got my attention, and some things were happening in my life that was like, oh, okay. So yes, this is the way they get your attention.
Yeah.
Pay attention. That's the big thing.
So I'm going to go back to the first one, though. The sudden pop in of your mind. Now, for those that have been following us for a long time, or even have been following me personally on my personal Facebook page, right? Might remember, though, that last August 8th was a horrible day for me. Anyways, I was actually in the hospital. I'm not going to go into much detail. But with the popping in the mind, though, I had people, though, that I knew that actually popped in my mind with doing different occupations. And just today, though, we went to, if you're here in Ontario, Southern Ontario, you might know the store Lentz Mill. And so I went in there, which is in the material store. I used to work for Eva. And I went in there, and the one wife, though, I turned around to her and I said to her, let you know, might sound weird, but last August, while I was actually in the hospital, I had a vision so that your wife was a full nurse. And the wife I was talking with turned around and said, that's a different occupation than what she deals with. I'll have to let her know, though, that you actually had a vision of her becoming a nurse. And I said to her, well, it's not fully a nurse, so you know that the nurse was the term to me. It could be a caregiver. Right? So with the person popping actually in my mind, that's exactly where, when for us going through this, that's one thing, though. It's like you can actually have visions actually of people doing different jobs, but they meant something to you, or else again, know that you're going to see them later on down the road and let them know this is what came to you. So it's like, gosh, so anything else, Eva?
Yeah, like I say, with the with this, there's so much with the law of attraction. And like we were talking, we talked this while we were on air, but the whole karma thing.
Yeah.
As ye sow, so shall ye reap, or what you give out comes back. And that's also part of the law of attraction. And I was talking with someone about, this is what we're doing. And she says, oh, like magnets. And I said, yeah, it is like magnets.
Yep.
But you got to remember, with magnets, you got to use the opposite poles to get the attraction. You can't. So it's like you've got to step out of some of your own beliefs and some of your own who and what you are to really find that law of attraction. You have to be willing to take that step,
Yeah. So
if that makes any sense.
that's like, gosh, it does. It does. Just to let you guys all know, next week though, we've got another great show coming up.
Excuse me.
Yeah, no problem. And Eva, again, these are topics so that Eva has picked out, and they do mean a lot, especially right now within all of our lives. And next week's topic is
Using the law of attraction.
so. Yeah.
And, I mentioned it to someone and they came back and said, oh, you mean like a love spell? No, not even. A love spell is a whole separate thing. It's like, no, we don't even play with that. That's a whole different ball game. But it does have some of it. How can I say this? I'm trying to put. I said no. I'm trying to remember how I put this. I told her no, that's not a love spell. That's a whole different thing. This is more like there's a reason why this person's coming into my life. Why? You don't do that with love spells.
No.
And you don't use it to control people either.
So, yeah.
Oh. So much for that.
So again, though, that's actually for next week. We do say thanks a lot. If you guys are watching, please do subscribe. Big time, do subscribe. Yeah. We do post actually not only once a week, but we do post things here actually underneath our YouTube page. And we encourage you guys, let your friends know, let your enemies know, subscribe. I don't know how many times I'm going to say that. But there's that button right up there, right, of subscribe, so do it. And then one topic though I'm actually thinking about doing, and I've actually brought it to Eva though, is pendulums. The topic will be, pendulums will be, why isn't it working for me?
Probably because you got the wrong pendulum.
Not there, or else you're not following what the pendulum's saying altogether. So yeah, we're going to be...
That's true. Okay, you had to bring that up.
So
here's my pendulum. Hi.
So, the moon one.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just love that one. It's so neat. So
again, those we say thanks a lot for everybody that's popped in today for our sort of belated show. Again, we do apologize for the technical problems that we had earlier for starting the show right on time. But spirits actually act in a different way. I personally, from my end, though, I do say thanks a lot. And for Eva.
Thank you for your time. It is appreciated.
All right, so we will catch you guys next week, hopefully at the same time, which is 2:15, that we don't run into troubles. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.